So, hello. Welcome back, you're here with It's Tiffany TV, the only place to be. And today we are doing a bit of a different video. I am going to do a how to get the job, some tips and tricks career-wise. Office jobs, university, whatever. Anything that requires an interview where you have to sell yourself, basically, as a candidate for a role. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. It's something that I get asked about quite frequently. I have my notes here. Let's dive in. Obviously, if you're not qualified for a job, then you're not going to get the job. Before you get to the interview, there's steps. You do the application, you might have to do some online tests, and then you'll be invited, hopefully, to an interview. Now, at this point, if you've been invited to an interview, this is probably tip number one. If you've been invited to an interview, that means they believe that you are suitable for the role. So remember that if you've been invited to an interview, they see potential. They've scanned through your CV and your application and you've caught their eye. So remember that your confidence can be quite low when you're going to interview. You can be very nervous. You don't know, whether you're going to get the role. You start thinking, oh, there's going to be all these other people and better candidates. Forget everybody else. Focus on yourself and just think, I've been invited for an interview. All I need to do is present to these people what I've given them on paper and I will get the job. It's as simple as that. And I'll tell you, I know what I'm talking about. To date, I have not been turned down for a role or a job from an interview. I've always got the job, okay? Real talk. Always got a job. So I can tell you from experience what's worked for me. So if you've been invited to an interview, you've basically got the job, unless you mess it up. Sometimes they do invite more people to the interview than they need, but if you smash it out of the park and just present yourself well and do the things I'm about to tell you, then you're all good. Confidence is key. Now, when you are going to an interview, they want you to impress them. They want you to bring, like I said, your application to life. That's simply it, basically. They want to see who this person is. Look, don't get it twisted. I'm always nervous. It kind of fuels my... If you're not nervous, you might be a bit slack. You might be a bit complacent. I don't want you to be complacent. Confidence and complacency, completely different things. Be confident in your nervousness, if that makes sense, because you're nervous because it's important to you. You're nervous because you really want this role. You're nervous because you want the job. So nervousness is fine. You're always gonna feel the butterflies in your stomach and all things like that. But you know what you're talking about. When I wrote the application, I'm telling you, I'm the best person for this role because I can do X, Y, Z, and I have experiences in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever your skill base is. We'll talk about blagging later. But you have to show you're confident when they ask you questions. If you need to take time to answer a question, that's absolutely fine. I'm just looking at my notes here, by the way. If you need to take time before you answer a question, you're a human being, you haven't messed up, that's absolutely fine. Just be like, please, let me think about that question, please. Just act like it's a normal conversation between adults in a coffee shop. So take time, don't rush and spit over your words and show your nervousness, basically. They know you're nervous. Okay, everyone's all been there. Before you progress up in your career, you have to have more interviews anyway. Try and stay calm and consume your nervousness. Hold it in your chest. Okay, hold it right here. Okay, and just say, I've got this. Walk in with confidence. 2, I've put dress how you want to be addressed. Now, I don't care what nobody says. Wherever you're going, you need to be on point. Don't think that I haven't run to the shop in leggings and some any old t-shirt. That's neither here nor there. But what I'm saying is, when you go out, look like you've got purpose, look like you've got stature, look like you've got substance. Okay? You want them to feel like you are on their level. Whether you're being interviewed by partners, whether you're being interviewed by managers, senior managers, doesn't matter. overdo it. Like, look the part. I don't care if it's a casual office job, it's just admin job or whatever. Dress like a boss. If you want to get the job, dress like a boss. Go prim and proper. It doesn't really matter. I feel like you should be presentable whatever interview you go to. People make the mistake that, oh, it's only a laid back job and let me just go in like any old jeans and t-shirt. No. If you are going to wear jeans, make sure they're black because it's just cleaner and neater. What you wear to a specific function says a lot about your character. So you want to make sure that you dress well, okay? When I went to interview for my postgrad role, I wore a pencil skirt, a monochrome shirt, a blazer, and some pumps, and one of my bougie handbags. I don't play games, okay? Hair was slick to perfection. I think it was even like in a bun like this. You're gonna respect me. I think the way you present yourself is very important. My mum taught me that from when I was young. I used to wear suits to sixth form, so I was that girl. Tip number 3, do your research. Do your research. This is important. Do your research. They will ask you questions at the end of the interview. After they ask competency questions, they will ask you questions, or they will ask you to ask them questions. You need to be prepared for that, okay? Do your research on the company, its history, what they are planning for the future, what is happening at present, what your role entails. Look at the job specifications. Know what challenges they faced in the past couple years. Use it. I understand that Deloitte went through some changes in 2012 and that is why this role has come about, or whatever it is. Talk about it. Relax the interviewer. Take them off their pedestal and, you know, talk to them about their own business like you already work there. That's how you need to behave, okay? But not in a conceited manner, right? In an admirable way, okay? Blag strategically through from the beginning, your CV, your application to the interview. If you've written something in your application that is a bit of a blag, a bit of a little telltale, is a bit exaggerated, remember what you said. Make it believable, make it be relatable to you. So if you're saying make it believable to your character and give an example of that competency in stuff that you've done. And remember that competencies or examples of competencies do not always have to be demonstrated within a working role. It just shows that you can manage yourself well when you use your skills across your whole life. Flag strategically. Don't lie and say I can do this if you know for well you haven't done it and you don't have the skills for it. Next one would be show enthusiasm and keenness. You want this role, okay? You want this job, you want this career, you want to progress, you want to develop your skill base. Showing enthusiasm and keenness ties into the dressing, how you want to be addressed tip, and it ties into the confidence, and it ties into your research. If you're enthusiastic about something, you're doing your research. So if you're enthusiastic about going to Wireless, you do your research to find out who's the lineup on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You will know. It's the same enthusiasm and keenness you need to show for that role and show that interviewer. Show your keenness, show your enthusiasm, because at the end of the day, all these employers want to know from the paper to the person is that you're malleable, you're a team player, you're enthusiastic about your role, you are going to want to stay in this role and progress, you are going to be able to manage yourself and be able to work with other people. That is simply it. It's an investment both ways. You invest in the company with your time, they invest in you with skills and training and things like that. Offer internship work experience before applying to grad jobs or progressive roles. Another way to guarantee that you will get the job is to do a short internship or work experience period or tenure with the company. All you need to do is find out who the manager of the sector or the division that you want to work in that company. Email them, say, hi, I'm in university, or I'm currently looking for work in this field. Am I able to spend 2 weeks to a month in your office just shadowing some of your colleagues so I can have some experience and some insight into the company before I apply. Simple. I did it for my role. I did 2 weeks and then blagged and said I did like 2 months or something. I did 2 weeks in my role, and from that I got references. So I don't play, okay? I press. When I went in there, I said, look, Tiffany is here, okay? But in my penultimate year, I did work experience for my role that I'm doing now. So by the time I graduated, actually the day before I graduated, I was in my grad role already. So it can be done. You just have to do the smart work. That's a formula, if there is one. It would be smart work times hard work. As I said before, act like you already have the role, okay? Act like you are part of the family, you know? Speak respectfully and with keenness and enthusiasm, but be confident and sure in yourself. Make them remember you, your name, your face, but fresh face, minimal but fresh. Do you see what I'm saying? Attractiveness helps, I'm not gonna lie. My final tip, I think, come with prepared questions to kind of have a conversation at the end aside from your competency questions, and you will feel more relaxed at that point. This just ties in again to breaking through to their psyche and making sure that they remember who you are when they go back to the boardroom and mark up your marks. You have to do some experience for no money whatsoever, no crumbs in your pocket, love, before you get in the door, alright? Just trust me, alright? I know what I'm talking about here, alright? But yeah, make sure you are prepared. Make sure you show that you're organised, that you are well managed. You make mistakes, but you learn from them. That is another thing. Sorry, before we go, don't try and appear perfect. We're all human, like I said. We all have made mistakes and learn from them. Show that. Again, it's important that you do research on the company. Know the company that you're applying for, that you're going to work at. It's just good to know, to be in the know. Who doesn't want to be in the know? You know? So yeah, dress how you want to be addressed. Be confident. Blag strategically. That's the key one. Control nervousness. Be inquisitive. I think that sums it up. So that was my tips and tricks to get the job. Try it. Comment below any tips that you feel have helped you in your career to get your roles. And I will say this, if you do not succeed from an interview, get feedback. Don't forget, guys, to like and subscribe to my channel. If I've missed anything out, I will put some tips in the description box because I'm going by my notes and my mind goes blank. Believe and you will achieve. I will see you in my next video. Bye.